not your enemy. Say that again slowly. Anxiety is not your enemy. It is not a sign that something is broken inside you. It is not evidence that you are weak or unstable or less capable than the people around you who seem to be holding everything together without effort. It is not a character flaw dressed up as a feeling. It is not punishment for thinking too much or caring too deeply or wanting things to go well. It is your mind doing its job, just doing it in the wrong direction, at the wrong time, in response to the wrong thing. The part of you that was designed to protect you, the part that scans for danger and sounds alarms and prepares the body for what might be coming, that part is working exactly as it was built to work. It is just working too hard, on threats that do not exist yet, on futures that have not arrived, on disasters that live entirely inside the space between your thoughts and have never once appeared in the actual present moment where your body is sitting right now. And the instinct, the completely human and completely understandable instinct when that alarm starts sounding, is to fight it, to push it down, to argue with it, to tell yourself to just calm down, to remind yourself that you are being irrational, to compare your situation to people who have it worse and feel guilty for struggling, to white-knuckle your way through it and hope it passes before anyone notices. None of that works. And the Stoics knew exactly why. You cannot fight the mind with the mind. You cannot argue the anxious thought into silence. You cannot shame yourself into peace. Resistance amplifies. Whatever you resist with force tends to push back with equal force. And anxiety that is being fought becomes anxiety that digs in. It grows roots in the fighting. It finds its justification in the resistance. What you can do instead is redirect, gently, deliberately, without drama or force or the kind of fierce internal battle that exhausts you before the anxiety even has a chance to pass, one step at a time. From the imagined future back to the real present. From the storm back to the stillness. From the alarm back to the breath. 7 steps, 1 practice. And every single time the storm comes back, you begin again. Not because you failed, not because the steps did not work, because this is what practice means, not a one-time solution, a direction you keep choosing, a path you keep walking, a skill you keep building, until the distance between the storm and the stillness grows shorter and shorter, and the return becomes something that happens with less effort and more reliability every single time. Before we begin, type this in the comments and mean every word of it. I return to now. 1. The moment you name it, you are already stronger than it. There is something that happens the moment you put a name to what you are feeling. Something shifts, not dramatically, not in a way that makes the feeling disappear on the spot, but in a way that fundamentally changes your relationship to it. Before you name it, anxiety feels like everything. It feels like the whole room, like the walls pressing in, like a wave you are already underneath with no clear surface to swim toward, like there is no corner of your current experience that it has not already reached and claimed and made its own. And that totality, that sense of being completely surrounded by the feeling with no separation between you and it, is where most of the real suffering lives. Not the anxiety itself, the feeling that the anxiety is all there is, that it has taken over completely, that you are not a person experiencing anxiety, you are the anxiety. But the moment you name it, everything changes, a boundary appears, suddenly there is you, and there is the anxiety. And those are 2 separate things. You are the one doing the experiencing. The anxiety is the thing being experienced. And that gap, however small it feels at first, however tentative and fragile it seems in the middle of everything that is happening, is the most important thing in the room. Because you cannot redirect something you cannot see. You cannot interrupt a spiral you have not yet named. You cannot work with something you are still completely inside of. Naming it creates the distance needed to take the first step. and that naming does not require perfect words or clinical precision or the right psychological vocabulary. It requires only honesty. This is anxiety. My mind has left the present moment. That is the whole diagnosis. Not a catastrophe, not evidence of permanent damage, not a signal that the disaster your mind is projecting is definitely on its way. Just your mind doing what minds do when they are left without direction and without an anchor to the present. They wander. They travel forward into uncertainty. They begin building scenarios. They sound alarms in a body that is perfectly safe in response to threats that exist only in imagination. That is what is happening. Not more than that, not less than that, exactly that. The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius returned to the practice of clear seeing throughout his entire life, with a consistency that reveals how foundational it was to everything else he did and everything else he managed to endure. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment, your estimate of it, not the thing itself. The anxiety you feel is not caused directly by the future event your mind is projecting toward. It is caused by the story your mind is telling about that event, the meaning it is assigning to the imagined outcome, the conclusion it has already reached about how things will go and how bad it will be, and whether you will be capable of handling it when it arrives. And that story, that conclusion, that estimate, it is happening inside your mind, which means it is not fixed, which means it is not final, which means it is accessible to something that is also inside your mind. Your attention, your awareness, your ability to observe what is happening rather than only to be swept along by it. But that awareness only becomes available the moment you stop and see what is actually happening clearly enough to name it. Your mind left the present moment. It traveled into the future. It began constructing disaster. Your body is sounding alarms in response to what your mind is imagining. None of this is happening outside you. All of it is happening inside you, and that means the power to interrupt it is also inside you. Name it. Say it clearly. This is anxiety. My mind left the present moment, and feel what happens when you do. Not a dramatic transformation, a subtle but real shift. The feeling is still there, but you are now slightly outside it rather than completely inside it. You are the observer rather than only the observed. You are the witness rather than only the experience. And from that position, however newly held, however shaky it feels at first, every other step becomes possible. Because the moment you name it, you are no longer entirely inside the storm looking for a way out. You are standing at the edge of it with a clear enough view to take the next step. That is not a small thing. That is the whole beginning. That is you already stronger than what you named. If you are ready to name what is happening and begin, type this now. I see what is happening. 2. A spiral cannot grow through a pause. Stop it before it finds its legs. A spiral never announces itself at full strength. It always starts quietly, so quietly that the first thought barely registers as something worth paying attention to. A single what-if arriving without fanfare, without warning, without any indication of what it is about to become if left uninterrupted. What if this goes wrong? What if I cannot handle it? What if the thing I'm afraid of is exactly what is waiting on the other side of this? And that one thought, if nothing reaches in to interrupt it, does not stay one thought for long. It reaches for the next, which reaches for the next, which reaches for the next, each one slightly darker than the one before. Each one carrying the combined emotional weight of everything that preceded it, each one arriving faster and feeling more certain and more inevitable than the last. until what started as a single, quiet, barely registered what-if has become an elaborate and emotionally convincing architecture of imagined disaster, so vivid and so detailed and so thoroughly constructed that it no longer feels like imagination at all. It feels like foresight. It feels like your mind is not making something up, but seeing something clearly, seeing something real that you need to take seriously immediately. That is the spiral at full strength. And here is the single most important thing to understand about it. It is dramatically easier to stop at the beginning than after it has built momentum. Not slightly easier, dramatically easier. A spiral that has been running for 30 seconds is a very different challenge from a spiral that has been running for 30 minutes. The longer it runs, the more convincing it becomes. The more convincing it becomes, the harder it is to step back far enough to see it clearly. The harder it is to see it clearly, the more trapped inside it you feel. And the more trapped inside it you feel, the more the spiral feels like reality rather than like imagination. So, the time to interrupt it is not after it has built its full case. The time is now. At the first sign. The moment you feel the chain beginning to form. The ancient philosopher Epictetus said something that carries the weight of genuine lived experience rather than just theoretical wisdom. He said, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." Imagined anxieties about real problems. Not the problems themselves, the imagination wrapped around them, the elaboration built on top of them, the spiral that takes something real and genuine and multiplies it through the engine of unchecked what-ifs into something far larger and far darker and far more threatening than the original thing ever needed to be. Break the chain. When the mind begins to race, stop. Not eventually. Now, before the second thought reaches for the third. Count backward slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly enough that each number receives a genuine and full moment of your actual attention. Slowly enough that counting becomes the activity your mind is engaged in rather than generating the next link in the chain. Slowly enough that your breath, which has been shallow and fast, begins naturally to follow the rhythm of the count and slow with it. Because breath and thought are more connected than most people realize. Slow the breath and the thoughts begin to lose their speed. Slow the thoughts and the breath begins to deepen. They regulate each other. And the deliberate act of counting backward gives you a way into that regulation that does not require understanding the biology of it. It just requires doing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not a magic trick, not a cure, a pattern break, a deliberate and simple and immediately available interruption of the chain that the spiral needs to keep growing. The spiral cannot survive a genuine pause. It needs continuity. It needs each thought to flow uninterrupted into the next. Break that flow, even briefly, even with something as simple as counting backward from 5, and the spiral loses exactly what it needs to become the thing it was becoming. Stop it before it finds its legs, because a spiral that never finds its legs never becomes the storm. If you are ready to interrupt the spiral before it takes hold, write this below. I choose to pause. 3. Your body has never left this moment. Come back to where it is waiting. While your mind was somewhere in the future, your body stayed exactly where it always stays. Here, right here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this moment of contact between your physical self and the physical world around you. Your body does not know how to go to the future. It has never been there. It cannot attend the meeting that has not happened yet. It cannot sit in the conversation you are dreading. It cannot feel the outcome of a decision that has not yet been made. It can only feel what is happening right now. This breath entering your lungs, this heartbeat moving through your chest, this weight of your body against whatever is beneath you, this temperature of the air against your skin, all of it right now. All of it real, all of it present in a way that nothing in the imagined future can match or replicate. And that makes the body one of the most powerful and most immediately available anchors you have when the anxious mind has traveled somewhere it should not be. Because returning your attention to the body is returning your attention to the present moment. And the present moment is the only place the anxiety cannot fully survive. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote something that still carries its full weight across 2,000 years. He said, "Everything else belongs to others. Time alone is ours. The only time that is truly and completely ours, the only moment we can actually inhabit rather than only remember or anticipate or fear, is this one, right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not the version of next week that your anxious mind was constructing in such vivid and threatening detail. Right now, this moment, which your body has never once left. And returning to the body is simpler than the anxious mind wants to believe. The anxious mind wants everything to be complicated. Complicated means more thinking. More thinking means more fuel for the spiral. But the return to the body is not complicated. It is immediate. It is available right now without any preparation or equipment or special knowledge. Feel your breath. Not as a technique you are performing correctly or incorrectly. Not as a breathing exercise with a specific count and a specific rhythm and a specific outcome you are trying to engineer. Simply feel the breath that is already happening in your body right now. The air moving in through your nostrils. The slight and natural rise and fall of your chest or your belly as the lungs expand and contract. The brief and quiet pause between the exhale and the moment before the next breath begins. That breath is happening right now, without your effort, without your direction. Your body has been breathing the entire time your mind was somewhere else. It did not need you there to keep going. It kept going on its own. Feel that. Feel the breath that did not stop just because your attention was elsewhere. Feel the heartbeat that kept its rhythm while your mind was building catastrophes in an imagined future. Feel your feet, the pressure of whatever surface is beneath them. The solid and physical and completely present reality of your body making contact with something real. That contact is happening right now. Your body never left. Feel the temperature of the air around you. Feel the weight of your own body in the seat or the space you are occupying. Feel the sounds that are actually present in your actual environment right now, rather than the sounds your imagination was supplying for scenes that have not happened. All of these sensations are real. All of them are present. All of them belong to this moment. And this moment is safe. The danger your mind was constructing was not here. It was in a future that your body has never visited, because the body does not work that way. Your body only knows how to be here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this completely real and completely present and completely safe right now. It has been waiting here for you the entire time. Come back to it. Every time the mind begins to drift forward again, bring it back with something physical and immediate. The breath, the feet, the air, the weight of the body, the temperature of the room. Any of these will serve as a doorway, because they all lead to the same place, the present moment, which has never moved, which has only ever been right here, waiting patiently for you to return. If you are ready to come back to the body and back to now, type this below. I am here right now. 4. The mind finds what it looks for. Give it something worth finding. Here is something worth understanding deeply about the anxious mind. It is not broken. It is not damaged. It is not weak or flawed or evidence of some fundamental inadequacy in your character or your capacity. It is actually extraordinarily powerful. The problem has never been its power. The problem is its direction, because the mind is, at its core, a finding machine. Whatever question you hand it, it will search with complete commitment for evidence to answer that question. Whatever direction you point it, it will travel that direction thoroughly and without hesitation, and without asking whether the direction serves you. It will simply go where it is pointed, and anxiety points the mind in one direction only, toward the worst possible outcome. What if I fail? The mind immediately begins searching its entire archive of memory and experience for every previous failure it can find. It lines them up as evidence. It presents them as a pattern. It connects them into a narrative that says this is who you are, and this is what you do, and this is what is going to happen again. What if everything goes wrong? The mind scans every scenario it has ever encountered where things went badly and presents them as a preview of what is coming. What if I cannot handle this? The mind locates every moment of feeling overwhelmed and under-resourced and not quite equal to what the situation was asking, and holds them up as proof of permanent inadequacy. This is not the mind lying to you. This is the mind answering the questions it has been given with the same diligence and efficiency it would bring to any other question. The problem is not the answering. The problem is the question. The anxiety has been handing your mind questions that only point in one direction. And the mind, dutifully and efficiently, has been finding answers in that direction. Epictetus understood the directional nature of the mind with extraordinary clarity. He said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life." Wish the things which happen to be as they are, not as the catastrophic version the anxiety constructs. Not as the worst-case scenario the spiral was building toward, as they actually are, right now, in this present moment, which is manageable, which is real, which does not contain the disaster the anxious mind was projecting. So, the practice of this step is not to silence the anxious question by force. You cannot force a thought to disappear by commanding it to. The mind does not empty on command. Whatever you try to suppress with force tends to return with more intensity. What you can do instead is replace the question, not with toxic positivity, not with the kind of forced optimism that pretends challenges do not exist and that difficulty is not real and that everything is definitely going to be fine, but with honest questions that point toward the other side of the ledger, the side the anxiety never opens on its own. What if it all works out? What if I am more capable than I am currently giving myself credit for? What if the outcome I have been dreading never arrives in the form I have been imagining? What if the thing I am most afraid of turns out to be something I can move through rather than something that stops me entirely? What if this moment, however uncomfortable it feels right now, is survivable and manageable and something that ends rather than something that lasts forever? These are not naive questions. They are not wishful thinking dressed up as a coping technique. They are honest and legitimate questions that point toward possibilities that are just as real and just as available as the catastrophic ones the anxiety was generating. The future is genuinely uncertain. That uncertainty cuts both ways. It contains the possibility of things going badly, and it contains the possibility of things going well. The possibility of things going well is just as real as the possibility of things going badly. Anxiety only ever shows you one side of that uncertainty. Give the mind both sides. Point it toward a question worth answering, and watch where it goes. Because the mind finds what it looks for. It always has. The only thing that changes is who is deciding what it looks for. Make sure that is you. Give it something worth finding. If you are ready to redirect the mind toward something worth finding, write this below. I choose a better question. 5. When the thoughts begin to slow, that is not weakness. That is you winning. Something is changing right now. You can feel it beginning to shift, not dramatically, not in the sudden and complete way that the anxious mind was hoping for, but in the quiet and real and unmistakable way that genuine change always works. The thoughts that were racing are beginning to lose a little of their speed. The chain of what-ifs that felt so unstoppable just a few minutes ago is beginning to slow between its links. The emotional intensity that had its full grip on you is starting to soften at the edges in a way that is tentative but real. The storm is not over. but something in it is beginning to shift. And this moment, this quiet turning, is one that most people misread entirely, because it does not feel triumphant. It does not feel like a victory. It feels too quiet for that, too uncertain, too fragile, almost suspicious in its gentleness. And the anxious mind, which has been operating at full intensity and has grown accustomed to that intensity, sometimes interprets this softening as something dangerous, as the calm before a worse storm, as a temporary lull that cannot be trusted, as a trick that will end badly if you let your guard down. Do not follow that interpretation. It is the anxiety speaking. It is the spiral's last attempt to maintain its grip by making you distrust the very evidence that it is loosening. What is actually happening right now is not a trick. It is not a false calm. It is the direct and completely natural and completely predictable result of everything you have already done. You named the anxiety and took away its formlessness. You interrupted the spiral before it could reach its full strength. You returned to the body and began reminding the nervous system that the present moment is safe. You gave the mind a different question and pointed it toward possibility rather than only toward disaster. And the system is responding, as it always responds when given the right inputs. The great Marcus Aurelius wrote something that belongs exactly in this moment, not in a moment of triumph, in a moment exactly like this one, quiet, uncertain, just beginning to turn. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You have power over your mind." What you are experiencing right now, the slowing, the softening, the quiet beginning of the return, is that power in action, not performed, not claimed, real. The actual power of a mind that was caught in a spiral and chose, step by step, moment by moment, to come back from it. Let the breath follow the slowing thoughts. Allow the exhale to be a little longer than the inhale. Not forced, not effortful, not a technique you are performing. Just a gentle and natural allowing of the breath to deepen as the thoughts slow, because the breath and the nervous system are in constant conversation. A deeper and slower exhale sends the signal through the entire body that the emergency has passed, that the alarm can begin to quiet, that the preparation for a disaster that was never actually coming can begin to stand down. And as the thoughts continue to slow and the breath continues to deepen, something returns, something the anxiety always temporarily takes: clarity. The ability to see the situation as it actually is rather than as the worst version of what it might become. The ability to think without the filter of catastrophe coloring every thought before it fully forms. The ability to be present in your own life rather than imprisoned in an imagined future that has not arrived and may never arrive. That clarity is here right now. It was always here, underneath the storm, waiting for the storm to slow enough for it to become visible again. You just made your way back to it, one step at a time, one choice at a time, one breath at a time. When the thoughts begin to slow, that is not weakness, that is not surrender, that is not the anxiety winning by making you too tired to keep fighting. That is you winning, in the only way that actually counts, quietly, genuinely, completely. If you can feel the storm beginning to slow and you recognize what that means, claim this below: my mind is returning to me.